Welcome to VAIL VR News, where everything worth knowing always finds its way to us. Just a fun little voiceover because I forgot. I got stupid dum dum syndrome and I forgot to record the intro when I was with Jack. But here it is. Enjoy the interview. So first things first. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Jack. I'm a gameplay engineer at XLAB working on VAIL, and I'm a college student, technically a little bit still, and I'm a gamer, and I'm a VR enjoyer, among other things.
What was your first exposure to VAIL?
To VAIL, it was a thrill video from a couple years ago. He did back when he was with the studio for a bit. He did a couple videos on VAIL, and it was cool. It was like the vibe of the studio looked really cool. Everyone wearing black is a little bit my thing. The game was cool. I mean, so I bought it on PC. It was PC only at the time, where it wasn't that many players. I thought it was cool. I thought it had cool foundations, and wasn't much after that. But when it launched on when it launched on Quest 1.0 and it had the leveling progression and all that, like, I was really hooked and I had a lot of fun. But yeah, my first impression was from a thrill video, and I watched other videos on the XLAB channel as well, like their studio tour and stuff, and I thought it was cool.
And between the Thrill Seekers video and 1.0, what kept you playing?
I didn't really play in that time. Like, I bought it on sale on PC and I gave it a shot, and I didn't really visit it after that. It was really only after it got the 1.0 big release on Quest. I played it again on PC. I was playing it on PC, but yeah, I didn't really play it in between that time. But
So
the
1.0 like
release
got
was
you back into it.
Yeah, that was like super exciting because it wasn't really a finished game, and like the game is technically still not finished. It'll never be finished, quote unquote. But like 1.0 was like really like solid. Like, I really loved all the map voting and the headshot skin progression, and the leveling up to unlock more guns. Like, I thought that reward system was like super engaging for me personally, because people play games for different reasons, but I really loved, like, if it's just like skin progression or whatever minor things, like, I don't care that much, but it, like, to get you hooked for the first 50 levels is like 20 hours or something. I'm like, yeah, this is amazing. Like, I want to try every gun. Like, it's like I am forced to play to experience all the game has to offer in a way, you know?
It's really
Yeah,
nice having like scopes locked behind progression, and in my opinion at least. Maybe not for competitive, but for keeping the player engaged and stuff like that.
yeah, for sure. I mean, of course, there's like preference with like prestiging and having to reset, but yeah.
Well, it's nice that
That's
it's a choice.
some
as
personal
well.
opinion there. Yeah, for sure.
What was it like being hired at XLAB?
For me, I got pretty lucky. I think it would be impossible to say you have an opportunity like this and say you're not lucky, but I was grinding on portfolio VR projects and hackathons for a couple years during my first couple years of college, my computer science degree, and I had made a connection who was an investor in XLAB, and we basically became friends because he was a VR gamer and there was cool connection there, and he was able to give me an introduction, and getting hired, it was like a Discord call with Albert or Ood, and it was kind of difficult because I was like in between classes. I'm like, the times weren't lining up. He was super busy, and I'm like, I have 30 minutes in between a class and a lab, and I'm gonna fucking like take the call in a hallway. which I was like, damn, that's like not optimal at all. But yeah, it wasn't the interview wasn't super technical. I think he kind of understood that I was gonna be an intern at first and kind of learn my way. It was very much like behavioral, if you were to put like a name on it, because I think he could just tell that I had a lot of passion for the space and I had a lot of experience and opinions on previous VR games I'd played. And I wasn't getting paid at first, so like it's not a big loss if, you know, if I suck, I guess. So, but it worked out, luckily. But yeah, and I actually didn't have much Unreal experience, before this job as well. So I was, for the first couple weeks, I was literally just doing Unreal tutorials and like kind of learning. There's so much I've learned at this job, and it's just been like, previously I was all Unity and just transferring some knowledge over, you know.
What do you like the most about VAIL?
What I like the most is the art style, for sure. The art, it's like, first is the world and the art is very unique as far as VR shooters go, in my opinion. And then close second is the gunplay. At this point, like, it feels weird talking about it because I feel like I'm like tooting my own horn now. But like, I really do think that our art team is very special, and I'm humbled by them frequently. And I think they're more talented than me. I'll always say that. And they just make really cool, unique stuff. You know, like most other VR shooters are more generic military man type of thing, and that doesn't appeal to me as much. I'm very much a sci-fi, cyberpunk, near future type of guy. And yeah, I mean, I love the skins, I love the characters, I love the environments, especially Rain. Like Rain, I'm in love with, even though it's definitely like rough around the edges still. It's taken a long time to really refine it, but yeah, what we have so far is great. And then the gameplay, I think, is fun and precise, and I think there's people on the team who care a lot about the gameplay, to make sure it feels right. We don't have the opportunity to, you know, spend as much time focusing on evolving that, like, right now. I mean, we're doing it a little bit here and there all the time, but very early on I wasn't there, but I think there was a ton of effort put into refining how the guns feel and everything.
You could definitely feel that with the gunplay. It's always very, you know, quick, snappy, and very precise for a lot of people. And I know for me, that's one of my favorite parts for sure.
Yeah.
Sci-fi aspects,
and it's
fully agree as well.
Yeah, it's interesting to, like, if you try to analyze the spectrum of VR gameplay. Like, on one hand, you have like H3VR, which is super precise, simulatory, where you have to be very like pinpoint precise with guns, and then on the other hand, you have like Pop 1, where you don't even need to be like, it's just like very broadly doing the interactions in a like very casual type of way. And it's like, it's interesting to think about where you want to fall on the like arcadey versus simulation-y side, you know.
I think VAIL has like a really good balance between those two, because it's pretty arcadey in quite a lot of its game modes and the gameplay itself, but it has that very precise gunplay, which I'm a personally big fan of. On the opposite end of the spectrum, though, what do you like the least right now in VAIL?
Good question. Let me think about this one. What do I like the least about VAIL? There's always, it's like a perpetual problem, I guess, where I'm never gonna have enough time to polish things I want to polish. And there's always going to be things about the game that, like, I want to be better, or to be finished. I guess over time it will, like, things will accumulate and it will get better. Like, bugs and things like that. Like, it's just like voice chat, you might be able to tell from outside. It's been a constant. I'm not personally working on voice chat, but it's been like a constant like tug and pull battle for a long time, because we're trying to do some pretty like unique stuff with our voice chat pipeline. Crashes, bugs, like all of that. That's really what, if I'm playing the game, like personally, I play the game sometimes, but I might go a month or two without playing it because I want to play other stuff. But it's also like internally, like from like knowing how the game looks behind the scenes, I'm like, I don't feel great about the game right now. Like, I'm not excited about it.
Yeah.
But then eventually it'll come back around and I'll be like, wow, I'm really excited about this update. We put a lot of cool stuff in here, and like I play it again for like a week or two, and it's fun. So, yeah.
I did notice you do that recently with the whole extraction update. I saw that players were running into you for here and there.
Yeah, a little bit.
Which is nice, because you are rarely online. You're right. You do hop in and out typically.
Yeah, I try to, like, realistically, like, I mean, I still have some limited free time because I take a couple college courses in the evenings, but I try to play as many different types of games as I can in my free time to be as well-rounded as possible and to get as much inspiration from different sources for some game design input. And it's sometimes it'll be like a month straight of like just VR games. Right now I'm excited about flat screen games. Like, I go through phases, but I'm about 50-50. Right now I'm in my flat screen like Steam Deck like phase right now, but I know like in a month or two Steam Frame, I'm like most of the way through Reach, but I'm kind of saving it for Steam Frame to come out now, because I'll be like, okay, exciting, I'm gonna play a bunch of VR games on this because I get excited about hardware.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. I have like longer periods personally where it's, instead of like 1 month on, 1 month off, it's like 3 on, 3 off, but I do fall into that same category.
Mm-hmm.
What was your first major contribution to the game?
That's a great question. Because it was, I mean, the first one was very minor. And I can try to remember the major one. Yeah, I have both. Because it was super meaningful to me. Because this was my first experience in the gaming industry as well, just like straight out, period. And I've grown up like playing games that like changed my life, and I've wanted to be like a software engineer or a game developer, like, or something relating to computers like my whole life. So it was like, it meant a lot that I got to have this opportunity. And the first change that was shipped to the public was in heaven. It's so minor, but in heaven there's like the 2D like spectator screen, and there's the power button in the top left, and the power button was like not centered. It was like off into like the corner of the button, and I'm like, this looks bad. So I just like I centered the icon, and I'm like, yes, it's slightly more polished now. How exciting. Like, it's so stupid and minor, but
we're happy about that.
yeah. So that was my first minor thing. And then I believe, I don't remember specifically, I think I could look back at the change logs or my like LinkedIn posts or whatever, but there was probably a couple bug fixes here and there. And then my first project was the popcorn and the mini golf for the Citadel, when we shipped the Citadel update. That was my first, I was learning a lot about like network replication for props and things like that. And there was even multiple iterations of those projects as well as I was like learning, and Enzo was like teaching me like the basics of like networking and stuff. I'm still learning about networking like literally today. It's so hard and deep. Like, do not make a multiplayer game. It's like over 10 times the effort. I'm not even kidding. Like, yeah. Yeah. Mini golf is alright. Popcorn's fun prop. I'm proud of both of them still. I mean, I'm not, you know, when I make things, I want to make them like the best out there. Like, I'm very inspired and I'm like, I want to make the best tutorial. Like, I want to look at every other tutorial and be like, how can we make it better? I'm not going to claim that the mini golf is better than Walkabout. Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, mini golf is like, alright, like, it's whatever. It's fine, you know?
Yeah, I did notice that, like, a lot of effort was put into the VAIL tutorial and you know, pretty much everything you've really been working on. Or at least that I know of, it's all been really nice. One of the more minor things is like the prox chat voices like on ragdolls that are dead. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was very minor. Like, even like a very small like easy change. That was a while ago. But yeah, the tutorial is definitely by far like probably the single most project that I'm most proud of in my whole life so far, because it's like I got to have majority like claim or ownership of like the whole thing. Of course, I had many wonderful coworkers collaborating with different parts on that. Like, I did make the map, and helped me on the design a lot. But yeah, I'm very proud of the tutorial, and I don't always get enough time to give stuff as much polish as I would like. But the tutorial, I think there's still like some minor things I could fix here and there, but overall, like, I'm happy with it, and I'm happy I can say that. And I'm doing other stuff, and I'm like looking forward to whatever my next big thing will be whenever the opportunity arises. I don't know what it is yet.
Yeah, no, you definitely should be proud of the tutorial though. I've heard so much positive feedback and seen so many people respond positively to just everything about it. It feels like, you know, you made it with the idea of other popular tutorials in mind, and you really, I guess, put attention into trying to get people to understand different mechanics. Like, a lot of people before the tutorial, they didn't know that you could shoot through like crates and stuff and boxes, and
yeah,
it's really nice.
Yeah, and it's one thing that's been super interesting is seeing how all these different types of people like read it and interact with it, because there is a lot of people who can finish the tutorial still without knowing that there's bullet penetration. And we could maybe do something better to help people understand that, but there's like constraints all around and like reasons why we did certain things. But I think the biggest reason why I am proud of it is because a lot of my, like, I did a lot of play testing with people at my college, in my club, or just at an expo or something. Because outside of that, like, it's really hard to get any qualitative data rather than just like some like percentage completion graph or something, and that doesn't tell you what the issue is. Like, I need to see people struggling to know where the charging handle is for like a minute straight, and I want to like, and I'm like cringing really bad. Like, that's how I know where the issues are. But like overall, like, I can take someone who doesn't have any VR experience and they can kind of get a hang of it, and like that's like something I think I'm like very proud of, because it's like, yeah, this is like not a simple VR game, like, by any means. Like, some complicated controls for sure.
Hey, again, that's definitely something you should be proud of. I think that's a big accomplishment. What kind of...
Thanks.
What kind of content do you make now? Like, what are your more recent projects?
So, yeah, my main project right now is the shield charger. It's been in a little bit of development hell for a little bit, because it's like deceptively simple, but Uda's been working with me. I've had to rewrite it like 3 times at this point. Like, it worked, but it's like, I guess we want to do it right, and I am learning. it's definitely, this specific project, it's definitely taking longer than I would hope, and it's not like I'm not the most excited about it, but I'm hoping that it'll be in the game before Christmas and I can move on to something else. What I'm really looking forward to is refactoring the backpack to make it feel much better, because I personally am not a fan of the backpack. I don't think it feels good, and it has, if you have high ping, it's really bad, and so there's issues with that, and that's the type of thing where I'm like, I feel like I could have a lot of impact with like the feel of it, because I care a lot about how things feel in VR, and I don't like the backpack right now. I don't know how, I think like generally it's favorable. I don't know what people's like general consensus on it is, but that's just me.
I haven't heard too many complaints personally. I know some people aren't fans of like the sounds being quiet when you like take it off and put it back on.
Yeah.
They end up like dropping
sure.
it and stuff, but the like Saints and Sinners style of just like item slots, I haven't heard many complaints about.
Yeah, that's another thing where we're trying to be like middle ground of like a little arcadey, but like, you know, complicated enough. Yeah, some other stuff I worked on recently, the Steam gel market.
Yes.
What else? I don't know. Just yeah, I've been on some like miscellaneous like small bug fixes. Had to maintain the weapon crates and the loot crates a little bit. Some of those still aren't in the game, but they're similar interactions. Yeah, that was like my previous kind of semi-large project. I was kind of doing that alongside the tutorial. But yeah.
What is your favorite thing about your job right now?
Good question. I'm grateful that I get to work on a game that I'm excited about. Because I do believe in VAIL. I think with enough time, like our success is inevitable. Like we still just have to like keep our head to the ground and like, you know, like it's not gonna happen if we don't make it happen, but like I think that's not the question. The question is what I like about my job. Again, I like the game that I work on, and I'm excited about it. I love the people that I work with. I'm very grateful that the people I work with are really cool and understanding, and Albert is very mentoring. And I think there's a lot of like studios in the industry that aren't like that. Like they're a lot more like cutthroat, competitive, toxic, crunch, you know, whatever. You've seen the news. You know how things go sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful for that. Just yeah, I mean the flexibility to work from home and be able to continue finishing my degree while I work, and yeah, I mean it's a fun game, and it's rewarding when every month or so I'll play with some friends, and it's like I make a cool thing, you know. I like the community for the most part. I love having that. We're more open with the community than other studios. I think most studios. I can't think of another studio where you would be on like you would know like a number of people at the studio as like if you're a member of the community in the Discord, which I think is something that's unique about us, because I like interacting with the community and seeing what they think about it. It can be upsetting at times, and the state of things can be upsetting, but you know, it's whatever. You just gotta keep going, and you know, it's good. It's good.
That does lead into the next question I have, though. What is it like dealing with criticism and feedback on stuff that you've personally worked on?
For stuff that I've personally worked on, I mean, for stuff that I've personally worked on, I love it, and and I want it's like super helpful, and it's what makes my work way better. Like, yeah, I wouldn't consider a project complete until like we've shipped it and I've gotten feedback on it and I can improve it. So yeah, I seek it out, and yeah, the issue can sometimes be, and I don't get too much like super negative feedback about the stuff that I work on specifically. I get asked about gun stock calibration a lot, still, all the time.
Yeah.
My bad. But I guess when I see the amount of feedback there is about like the overall game, like stuff that I wish I had time to improve, or stuff that I'm not even like, I can't even impact. Sometimes it can be a little overwhelming, you know, because it's like, damn, this game is so fucked up. Like, how are we ever gonna get out of this? But it's like, it's all about like the bubble that you're inside of, because it's like, that's not like it's like a vocal minority of like people who complain about negative stuff, and like overall I think people enjoy it. Like, it seems like that's where the numbers kind of point to that. Like, obviously there's tons of criticism that's valid and that we try to improve. But yeah, like, yeah, that's partially why I don't play the game like a ton, is because sometimes it could, like, I play it to enjoy myself, but sometimes it can feel a little bit like work as well, because it's just, I'm just noticing like 5 or 10 things that I take a screenshot of and I want to send in the Slack, and it like, I'm like, oh, here's more, like, here, add more sad stuff to the to-do list, and it like stresses me out a little, you know? So
yeah, I've kind of like thought about that, like in my head, like, oh, why aren't more developers online more often? And it's probably just like, you know, that's your job. Like, you do this all day, every day. You don't want to, you know, go home and have to keep doing this, you know, but for fun. Like, that's nobody really wants to do that.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic, because it's like trying to. It's like the work-life balance. It's because like I work on VAIL like at least 40 hours a week, and it's like I don't want it to take over my whole life, and I don't want to be burnt out. Like, I'm in the games industry because I'm passionate about it, and I love it, and I don't want to lose the magic, because it's just like too much of a job. So it's like, it's a balance of like, you know, getting messages outside of regular work hours, and like, you know, trying to, you know, do my own thing and like get my mind off it so that I can be more refreshed to work on it.
Yeah, absolutely. What's one thing you would add to Extraction if you could?
I think if we're talking about the Extraction game mode specifically, the thing that would make me the most excited about it would be like super like dynamic bots like arc raiders. Like, not exactly like arc raiders, but I've been really loving arc raiders recently, and I think the bots are amazing. And I will say there are some whoa, I'm watch this, I'm about to get clipped on VAIL VR News Twitter account. Careful, watch out. Like, there is at least one absolutely incredible bot/boss design that has been concepted and modeled already. I don't know when it will be ready, but it's really cool, and I think it like will continue to set us apart, given the art style.
Is it the
going forward? I'm not sure what that is.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff I don't know because I'm just working on my own thing.
I've noticed, like, in the lore they mentioned the Archangel a few times, and I keep thinking that's gonna be a boss in Extraction or something.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. But yeah, yeah, I think it's I think it's pretty clear that our bots right now aren't great. Like they're almost like pretty basic placeholder, and I would love for them to have some more dynamic behavior and maybe physics-based drone type thing. But you know, we'll just have to see when. Like there's a lot that can be improved about the extraction bots right now. And there's just, you know, we'll have to see.
Yeah, me and
when
Gloopy
and how
Girl,
that will flesh out.
we played a few games with AXA, and that was one thing we talked about for like a whole game. It was just like fleshing out the bots and having them be a little bit more dynamic as opposed to how stiff they are right now in terms of like gameplay, because they're just kind of scattered all around the map in large quantities. And personally, I think, you know, weak point on the back of the head, front, they're very powerful. I think having less of them is the right idea, but having them be stronger, just kind of put more thought into it instead of like right now where they're just, you know, an annoyance.
Yeah, definitely. There's a very interesting dynamic with arc raiders where the bots are so scary that it incentivizes players to team up, because it would be pretty, especially for their mini bosses, it would be like very unlikely for you to survive without like just trying to fight it solo. So I think that's a really awesome like dynamic thing that we could take inspiration from.
Absolutely. I don't personally play arc raiders or watch arc raiders, but I've seen like clips on Twitter of like some crazy stuff they got going on behind the scenes of the bots, and I love something like that for VAIL. I think that's a great idea.
For sure.
What was concepting your developer skin like?
I mean, I didn't do too much concepting. It was, I kind of just, it was pretty early on, and I just like jumped into a Discord call in the server, a public one for some reason, and I saw someone working on a skin, and I was like, and they were like, I'm like, that's cool, and they were like, hey, do you want me to make you something? And I'm like, I guess. So it was like, I kind of just provided like what my vibe was, my aesthetic was. I had to think about what gun I wanted, and I chose the Grot B, and my personal main inspiration for the gun was like Arasaka type branding from Cyberpunk.
I've definitely noticed
because I love that game. Yeah. That's one of my favorite games, and I love that. My personal brand for everything, if you haven't noticed, is like red and black. I have a specific hex code of red that has been my favorite for like 5 years, and there's just black with a red that it's like more of like a magenta accent. I love minimalism. I love like corporate tech look a little bit, like just Arasaka. So that was the main thing. And then so I'm not a skin artist at all. I'm not an artist at all. Ood would disagree with me. But yeah, so I was just kind of telling what I wanted, and I love commissioning art. But also, I had my name on the side. I had my name in Japanese on the other side because I thought it looked cool. And then, or no, was that on the? I think I don't remember. It's on one or both sides. But then on the other side is a transhumanism quote that I love, because I'm into that type of stuff philosophically as well. And I thought it would just be cool. I think it sounds cool. I think some people think it's cheesy. I don't care.
Is it the like your mind is software, reprogram it?
Yeah.
It's a great line.
Appreciate it.
I like all the little writing on the gun. It's a cool fucking skin.
Thank you. But yeah, so I just thought it would be a cool way to kind of spread, like I like thinking about transhumanism, and I think it's just like, it's my personal skin. So I'm like, here, if this makes someone like think about something in a different way, I think that'd be cool. And if they're intrigued by it and they look it up, like it's interesting stuff to think about. It's kind of, cyberpunk-esque as well.
Yeah. If you can share publicly, what are you working on right now that you're really excited for players to get their hands on?
I already kind of answered this, and it is the shield charger. I'm not, yeah, I'm not super excited about it. It's like a somewhat basic interaction, but it's like a pretty core gameplay element for extraction, and it needs to be made. So it will be coming at some point.
When it comes to working on the game, do you work with a team of people in your department, or is it mostly just solo work?
Yeah, so we do have pretty open Slack calls throughout the day. A lot of people are in calls more than me. That really just comes down to a preference of how well you can concentrate with background noise. Because some of my coworkers can get work done when people are talking in the background. I really can't. Like, for trying to wrap my mind around some certain programming design things, like I really need to like lock in and just have silence for like extended periods of time to be able to make progress. So I'm not in calls as much as I would like, I guess. But it's pretty chill. People kind of hang out, but yeah, so the majority of my time is like alone just programming, but there is time where we come together like at least once per day for a little bit. When I need to ask a question about a specific design of a thing, I'll ask like Panda or anyone for like more specificity on that, or if I need help trying to figure out something I'm stuck on, like fixing a bug, or like just I don't know if I have the right approach, I'll ask for help for that as well. There's also time where we need to you need multiple people to test something, so I'll help out testing. Anytime we ship, we need to get like a good little chunk of people on before we ship to make sure it's not like catastrophic. You know, sometimes stuff still slips through occasionally. Sometimes it's even my fault. But, you know how it is. I don't know.
That's what being a game developer's like.
Yeah. So yeah, that's about it.
If you could say one thing to the community as a whole, what would you say?
I would say, I really appreciate you sticking around and enjoying the game, and I appreciate you being tolerant of our increasing financial efforts, because more than me wanting to keep my job is me wanting this game to survive.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a really special game in the VR space, and it would be a big loss in my opinion for this game to go away. And stuff like that happens. Like it's just simple math. Like at the end of the day, whether that happens or not. And you're seeing this with other similar companies right now. Like VR Chat is kind of leaning more into cosmetic microtransactions, and there's like, I don't. There's some things that I'm not crazy about, and I agree with the community that I don't love, but like no one's forcing you to do it, and at the end of the day, it's kind of like what we have to do to survive. And yeah, if you like understand that, I appreciate it. And I think generally for VR Chat, like people kind of understand, because they don't want VR Chat to go away either, and investors need to make their money back. So yeah.
Yeah, that's usually what I tell people, like in VAIL, when it comes to that. Like, there are the microtransactions are getting a little bit more aggressive right now, but I'd rather, people be able to buy capsules with gel as opposed to XLAB potentially shutting down. I'd rather people spend their money.
It's difficult.
XLAB be gone. Yeah,
for sure. is there something else? Oh, another thing, if I could say something to the community, I grew up like being inspired by games and people who make games, and I wanna pass that forward, and I love like helping people out. So if you ever want to like reach out and ask questions about game development, or like building your portfolio or learning something specific, or even like applying to college or anything like that, I'm happy to like mentor or help out, because all I care about is like inspiring the next me, and like, you know, helping everyone out, you know.
And for the final question, is will you be continuing to be a part of XLAB for the foreseeable future?
I sure hope so. Yeah. I think the answer is yes, and I love my job. I'm absolutely not looking to jump ship or anything. Like, there's very few studios that I can point to that I would like prefer to work at. I think the people and the aesthetic of XLAB and VAIL is pretty special, and yeah, so I'm still very like junior and like early in my career, so I think it's great to just try to continue learning as much as I can, and leveling up my skills and building with this cool team. Of course, I'm sure everyone in the industry and outside the industry, they have like ideas for games that they want to make, like some indie idea that they want to make, and I have that too, but like it's very ambitious, so it won't be for like 10 or 20 years, if that. So at least for the next 5 or 10 years, I see myself here, if that's possible, and if they still want me.
That's great. I like hearing that.
Thanks.
Is there anything you wanna plug or say here at the end?
Plug. What should I plug? I should plug commissioning real artists. Fuck AI. Art is beautiful. Humans are beautiful. People are beautiful. Support art. And vote for Silk Song for Game of the Year. And vote for the Midnight Walk for VR Game of the Year. And if you haven't played the Midnight Walk, go play that. And if you haven't played Silk Song, go play that. Because they're both great games. I haven't even finished Silk Song because I've been busy and it's difficult. But what else should I plug? I'm mainly on Twitter if you want to see my ramblings. That's about it. I know you're on Twitter a lot too. Get rotated, idiot. What the heck? Okay. Yeah. That's about it.